Hey, this is Joey at Drawing Near, and we're continuing our series called Best Bang for Your Buck. And today we're going to review hunting packs. And I have two for us to look at. One is your lower end, bottom of the line. You can get it at Walmart or your Academy or any kind of store like that. And then we're also going to take a look at a higher end, kind of your top of the line hunting pack. And we're going to look at these, look at some pros and cons, and what I try to do, because I'm coming from a Christian perspective, and what I mean by that is I'm trying to be a good steward with what God's given me. So I'm looking at best value for your money, and so sometimes that's going to be the cheapest thing, and sometimes it's not. And I'm just trying to help you out, and if you can learn from my experiences, that's great. If I can save you some money in the long run or the short term, also that's good. So without further ado, let's get into this. Let's take a look at your lower end, your typical Walmart special, probably anywhere between 15 to 30 bucks. And this is called Alps Outdoors with a Z. And I don't even remember. I either picked this up at Walmart or I picked this up at an Academy for, again, somewhere around $15 to $30. And I've gone through a number of your lower end Walmart special packs through the years, and without exception, they just don't last very long. And so this lasted me one season in the woods, and I just let you, I'm not going to keep it from you any further. There are three compartments. There's one here, one here, and then there's one here. But I created a fourth compartment right here because it just completely ripped from the seam. So yeah, that's not supposed to be there. So this made it one season, and apparently didn't really make it even through one season, and then I'm out 15 or 30 bucks, and then I do it over again, and it just becomes insanity after a while. And on top of all that, I've gotten into self-filming, which that pack just is not designed to help a self-filmer. It does have some side packs here. I guess I didn't show you. These are nice for holding water or your deer urine, or I guess you could put a release in there, and then it's got this thing here that'll strap it in there and kind of make it tight. You might, and it does have one side compartment, so you could put in a small camera arm. You could fit in a small one, but you're not going to get in a big one. You're not going to get a quality one's not going to fit in here very well, because then it's going to end up hitting your back and your side, and this just isn't a big enough pack to be able to weather that. So that's this. If I had to give that a rating, if I had to give that a buck score, you're looking at like a basket rack 8. That's what that is. It's just a lower end, nothing special, nothing fancy about it. On the other hand, we have this Insights pack, and this thing can kind of do it all. So it's got a compartment on the inside that'll fit your bow, and then it has on the outside, it has two main compartments, and it has a third real tiny one near the top. So it's got three compartments. On the sides, you have plenty of room to put in like a tripod or your camera arm, also your quiver, and there's just a lot of room there. There's even two straps at the bottom that kind of wrap under, and so you can throw like a coat or a sweater. If you're hunting and you're on your way, you got a long trek and you don't want to sweat while you're going to the stand, take your coat off. You don't even have to carry it. You just kind of stick it down there on the bottom, and you're good to go. So it has a lot of things going for it, and I'm gonna demonstrate here in a moment. I'm gonna put some of these things in here so you can see it. This thing is very versatile. You can use this thing for so many different purposes. For instance, and again, I'm not necessarily recommending these, but I'm just going to tell you what happened. So one time I was getting in my tree stand, I had everything with me, my safety harness, I was good to go. I get to the top of the tree and I realized I didn't have my rope with me, which I tether onto, or I clip onto. I had no rope, I had no strap. So I wrapped this thing around the tree, which when you go hunting with it, you're going to have to do that anyway. So I wrapped it around the tree, and then I tethered on to the pack itself. And so that was kind of like my safety rope. And that worked out fine. Again, I don't necessarily recommend that. I'm sure that's not a primary use for it, but it did get me through. I really don't recommend this, but one time I had everything with me with the exception of my safety harness. And so I just kept the thing, I got everything out of it that I needed. I strapped it back on myself. I actually had the rope that you tied the harness to, and so I tied on to my pack, and so my pack was my safety harness. Again, I don't recommend that because I had nothing, wrapping around my legs. If I would have fell, I would have probably, I would have been stuck up here or whatever, but it did get me through that day. But I'm just showing you that this thing has a lot of different uses, and it's very versatile. Another way that it's versatile, like I said, when you get up in the tree, you're going to have to tie it on to, you have to strap it on to a branch, a limb, the main tree itself. You have to do that. And so, especially late season, or even if you're self-climbing, this is great too. If you're self-climbing, a lot of times you're not going to have very much cover in a self-climbing tree because, well, you really can't. And late season, when all the leaves fall off, sometimes you're just kind of up there and you're like a sitting duck. This pack is kind of big and hefty, and one thing that it can do is it can provide you shield and cover. If you've got it up along the side and deer are coming along, it can kind of be a shield to you, this way or behind you or in front of you. There's so many different places that you could put the pack and kind of use it as an extra form of cover. And I've done that, and it's worked out quite well. So just letting you know about that. Let's go ahead and put some of these things in here so you can see it. I've already got my bow in here, but I'll unpack this so you can kind of see it. So, your bow sits in here, like this. You stick it down in here. I've already put this strap on here. There's a clip right here that really kind of makes this extra firm. You close this up. You've got a strap on the top that wraps around. You have two on the side, and then you also have one on the bottom. So once you clip this thing in here, it's not going anywhere. I'll go ahead and do that. So that's in there, and then the next thing I'm going to show you is the quiver and these side pouches. So we've got these side pouches. A lot of times, typically, you're going to put your drink or whatever in here. I put my quiver in this one. So my quiver's in here, and then on the sides, there are some of these mini straps. I'm going to strap it in and show you. Okay, so strap here, strap here. This thing's in here pretty good, not going anywhere. And then on the other side, again, we have this cup holder thing, and we have these straps. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put my ratchet strap, because my camera arm has a ratchet strap. I'm going to put that in here so that cord isn't going all over the place when I'm walking. So I've got my camera arm on this side, and I got my quiver on this side, and I got my bow in the middle. And like I said, I'll show you if I can. There are also 2 straps here. And like I said, like a lot of times I'll put a coat or a sweater and I'll just run it through those and I'll keep it there. You could put something else there as well, whatever. But you've got another basic compartment that you could put something there if you wanted to. When you're walking with this, with your bow on, your bow is going to be probably just a little bit lower than probably the top of your head, and I'll show you that. Okay, so yeah, I'm just probably, it's about head high, maybe a little bit shorter when I'm standing straight up. So that's what it looks like. Again, I've got my quiver, I got my camera arm, and I'm good to go. Again, like I said, I've got 2 hands open. I can film with the video camera, I can film with the GoPro, I can do all that stuff and walk quietly to my stand. I don't have to worry about messing up my bow or trying to fidget around to carry everything. It all fits well in the pack. Okay, let's talk about cons, because there are a couple things that I don't necessarily like about the bow. One thing is the inside liner, this neon green yellow color, this stuff right here. I'm sure it's I think this stuff might be waterproof, but I know that it's designed in a way to protect your bowstring and to protect your bow, so it's not, you know, getting scratched up, and that's great. But one thing about this almost kind of feels like a felt material, is it attracts burrs. So if you're going through like briar bushes or burrs, those things really cling to this stuff, and it's hard to get them out. So that's one negative that I would say about it. The other negative thing, again, I don't even use it for that purpose anymore, but in the past I've tried to put a drink in the cup holder spot, and it just kind of, let me take this out and kind of show you. This just kind of hangs like this. So if you've got a drink that weighs anything and you're walking through the woods, a lot of times that drink, that pouch, is gonna just kind of tip over with the weight and you lose your drink. I've lost my drink 2 or 3 times, and again, like, I don't even use it for that purpose anymore. I'll stick, if I have a drink, I'll just stick it in one of the other compartments. But if you get it, let me save you some trouble. Don't put your drink in it. You know, put your quiver in it. Put a ratchet strap in it. Put something else in it. But don't put a drink or something that you, don't put your release in there or anything like that, because you might end up losing it. What else? As far as the compartments on the front, you know, I'm putting my video camera in there and my quiver and some other stuff. And again, I like it. I have enough room for everything that I'm taking with me. It'd be nice if that compartment, one of those compartments, could store just a little bit more. But again, like, it's not a terrible thing. It's just if they could have made it a little bit bigger, that would have been great. But it gets by. It's great. Overall, what else do I want to say about it? When you get up in a tree, you got to be careful. at least if you've got a bunch of stuff in your bag and it's heavy, you've got to strap that thing around the tree that you're in, or on a hanging, you know, on a thick enough branch that you're on, that you strap that thing in there, and that can be challenging, especially if your pack, you know, your pack's 40 or 50 pounds. That's kind of heavy, trying to lift that up over and wrap around something. That can be very challenging. So be careful when you do that. And I know you probably already know this, but if you can, make sure you are tied into your safety harness, into your rope, before you do that if you can. I know maybe you can't do that until you've got everything in. You have to get something out of your pack or whatever, but just be very careful when you do that, because that can be challenging, especially if you got a lot of stuff in there and it's heavy. As far as a buck score for this, I'm gonna give this this is a non-typical. This is just there's nothing like it. I've never had anything like it before, and I don't think I want to go to anything else now. It's a fantastic pack. It's versatile. I use it for so many things. I can carry all my equipment with me. I've got enough room for all my stuff. It's just it's very durable. It's reliable. Again, like I said, like I'm going into my third year with it. It's still going strong. It's a very, very good hunting pack. And I guess maybe this would also go along with maybe one of the negatives, but you're probably looking at a price point range of $150 to $175, maybe even a little bit more with tax. So take that into consideration when you're making the purchase. We've looked at a top end line, looked at the bottom end of the line, and if you can afford to make that purchase, I encourage you to do it. Especially if you're a self-filmer, you need something like this to get you through. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very, very difficult to self-film by yourself and have room to carry everything. So that's my review. I hope it's been helpful to you. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, I encourage you to draw nearer to God. Hey, I'm about to shoot you some bonus footage. Are you guys ready for this? I found another use for this Insights pack. Follow me. I told you this thing was durable, didn't I? So I've got 40 pounds on my back right now, just with this bag of corn where you would typically put your bow. And like I said, some of the places I go, I can't drive my truck up if I want to feed or supplement the deer with something. So if I'm going to carry corn or bring corn, like I said, I have to carry it myself. And a lot of times I like to do more than one bag. So putting one on each shoulder, I'm sorry, I got to admit this, but sometimes I'm just not man enough to do that, you know, especially if I'm going like a mile into the woods. So 40 on your back, 40 on your shoulders or in your arms, or 50, whatever it is, I can do that. So again, like this is another use, just another way that you can use this pack, especially if you're a person that carries your own corn into the woods or wherever you go, and you don't have a four-wheeler or ATV or something like that. So again, just another use, and hopefully you found this helpful. Have a good day.